to make it not look like my handwriting. I even wrote God bless in really shitty cursive because A, just something I would not write, especially on a note to my sister, and I wouldn't write in cursive. Cursive G's are weird. Did I even fuck it? Looks like it says mod bless. I feel like you can tell that it's my handwriting even though I don't ever write capital letters. It's like, because like I always do some letters bigger. I don't know how people make all their letters the same size. Okay, well that's why I cut 3, because maybe I'll try again. I feel like this one looks even more earlier when I was like, how do people make all their letters the same size? I realized it's probably because, I mean, I'm using lined paper and I'm not using the lines. So then I just started trying to make all the letters fit into one line. Clearly, I realized that after the U. And for some reason, the God bless just looks, even if you hadn't seen my handwriting, wouldn't you kind of think that if I wrote in all caps, that's what it would look like? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. While I was writing that, trying to make it like not look like my handwriting, I did so many options. I think there's 4. I wrote it 4 different times. I'm just gonna put the first one, or no, I'm gonna put the second one in my sister's. But I was like, well, now that I wrote this 4 times, I think that means I should do this with 4 people. 3 actual strangers. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about doing that. My first thought was like put it under windshield wipers of people at the gym, because I'm gonna go to yoga after. But I mean, honestly, I go to Equinox. At least the membership to go to like all the locations is like $300 a month, and I just don't think, first of all, it's not like the wisest use of my money, and I feel like people there would just be like, what? $1,000? Okay. Anyway, which is probably not true. If someone did that for me, I would actually shit my pants. Go back to almost a year ago when I was shipping a package and I walked by this car that had just gotten a parking ticket, and I was like, oh fuck, that sucks, because I also parked my car at a meter and I was just running in the post office and running back out, and I already had my package like labeled and everything, so I didn't have to wait in this super long line. And I walked by the car and I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, they're probably just standing in there waiting in line and they just got a freaking $80 ticket. And I got lucky because I just had to run in and out and I didn't get a ticket. So I wrote this little note and it was like, I'm the parking ticket fairy or something. And I paid for the ticket and I put it on there. I put it under the ticket probably, I think. I always have paper in my car, and so yeah, I just wrote a little note and I happened to have cash on me, which I don't usually, and I paid for the ticket. And then I pulled out onto the street, turned around, was at a red light, waiting to turn left onto the freeway, not moving. I'm like, I really hope that that person, not only does it like make their day, but I hope that it like softens their heart a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when I do things like this, yes, like it's a good thing to do and like it can really help people. It can just like alleviate even a little bit of financial stress, like is amazing. Like I know, hello, focus. I was really struggling with money my first 2 years here, and I can't imagine what like randomly getting any amount of money would have felt like for me. But on, I think like a separate end, I do think that more people need to be shown kindness. And that's not to say that like people that have done terrible things haven't been treated with kindness, but I don't know, sometimes maybe that's the thing that like makes someone, I don't know, the only way I can really put it that means what I'm trying to say is just like to soften their heart. Hopefully I'm able to like do it in a way where it's actually helping. I'm trying to think like what's the best way to go about this. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna go with my intuition because that's what we do here. It never leads me astray, unfortunately. I like to ignore it a lot of the times. But yeah, even like how I wrote that out 4 times, I was like, oh, I should probably do it for 4 people now. And like, that's a lot of money. Like, but it just feels like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So anyway, I also, such a weird thing to say, because when I say this, it's going to kind of negate the sentiment. I guess that people that, you know, post good things that they're doing for others, when they post it online, sometimes there's like pushback from people being like, oh, well, you just did this to film it. And sometimes that is the case, but sometimes it makes sense. Like, for example, a big creator giving away like a car or something crazy, like it does make sense for the most part to film it because like that is how they got the money to buy the car, you know what I mean? But it's a weird line because like not everyone can just buy someone a freaking car. I guess I want to show like smaller things that I do. I hope that it inspires someone watching to do something small, even if it's like so small, like putting change in the meter for someone. At the end of the day, like my YouTube is not where I make money at all, and it does feel a little weird, because the thing that I was saying, I feel like it's gonna negate this, is like I do things like this quite often, some bigger, some smaller, and I don't, you know, film it, don't post it, because it makes me feel really, really good, and I do believe that it'll come back around. And I don't think necessarily in a financial way. I mean, that hasn't really been the case for me. And honestly, I'm just hoping that the universe is banking all of these things, you know, you reap what you sow, some sort of blessing. Because like, times have been really hard for me, if you follow me, you know, and genuinely when I feel so low and I'm just very confused, out of touch with my intuition, or heartbroken, or you know, I'm grieving still, like the only thing that in my head will like make me feel better, obviously, but make me feel like I'm doing something that aligns with my values, or that's not it though, I don't know how to explain it. Also a little bit like reconnecting with like who I was as a kid, and I guess who I've always been, but I like, even as a kid, you know, I wasn't giving thousands of dollars to people, but I would, even when I was so little, I would like spend so long like making things like bracelets. Literally, I would make the weirdest things, like I'm sure people were like, what the heck? Or I would take candy from my mom's candy drawer, where it's like, we had so many snacks and so much candy, like she didn't even notice, and like make little bags and go leave them on people's doorstep. Like I was always doing stuff like that, and it like the rush it gave me, and still does give me, is probably the best, better than any like adrenaline or any high. I mean, I don't get a high, but like, you know, I don't know, for me personally, it just is the thing that I can do that like makes me feel good, not just like about myself, but like deep inside myself, you know. And I know that because, like I said, like I usually will do it and it'll be very anonymous, and I won't film it, I won't tell anyone. The person that's receiving it doesn't know it's from me, and I still have that same feeling. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I just worry, I just am worried about how this is gonna come out. And even if it's like writing a letter to someone, like I do that too. I do that all the time. Or like with my friends and family, like if I'm online trying to get something that I need, like from Amazon or whatever, and I see something and it reminds me of someone, I'll just like quickly, you know, even like a small thing, like under $20 thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of my friend who lives here. We'll just like send it to them, and like that's probably such a cool feeling to just like get mail and that you weren't expecting, you know. Maybe part of me thinks like that I've been like this for a long time, because I think that somehow by doing these things, like eventually one day I will get this sort of, I didn't have to do anything for it type of love, you know. Because like yeah, they're gonna be strangers, but like I'm putting like a lot of love into it, regardless of whether or not that's perceived by the person, or whether they think like, oh, it's probably just like some billionaire, blah blah blah. No, I definitely don't make as much money as I did in 2020, 2021, or even 2022. And that's because I'm just shifting a lot of things. I'm really I'm just doing things that I feel aligned with, and it hasn't really been things that happen to have made me money in the past. I've been talking for so long, I don't even know what I said, and my throat's starting to hurt. And I need to get my keyboard set up there because the camera's killing me. I'm gonna close my blinds first, and then I'm gonna start playing the piano naked for OnlyFans. Because I'm like, can this thing just like focus? Are you gonna focus now? Because playing the piano naked, like that's utilizing something that I love to do, something that is a talent of mine, which I think it's important to use your talents. It's kind of a good way to marry the two, OnlyFans life and like who I actually am. Sorry that I've been like literally looking up this whole time. It's because, I mean, I don't want to talk to you and just be shadowed. But okay, I've talked for too long now, and I'm gonna play the piano naked for a bit, go to the ATM, and I'll see you when I see you. I'm just gonna leave it and knock. Okay, well, I literally checked her location when I got here because I was like, well, I guess maybe she's not home, but she's usually home by 9 p.m. Checked her location, shows that she's at home, shows me right next to her home too. So I go all the way upstairs, I put it like a little bit under the door, and then I knock and walked around the corner and was waiting, and I'm like, that's suspicious. That's weird. And I'm like, let me check her location again for some reason. And so I check it, and she's in Culver City, which is not where she lives. I don't know why it was telling me she was home. It said live. So I was like, oh, fuck. Because I don't want to just leave $1,000 outside of her apartment. So I put it like halfway under the door. And I know like she'll be home at some point, but hopefully it's soon. We'll see if I get a text. We'll see if she suspects that it's me, or maybe it's good. Maybe she's working later than she wanted to. She's probably doing hair, if I had to guess, or sound. She's probably doing hair. It looked like she was like at someone's house, which she doesn't love doing. She doesn't like, that's not what she like does anymore. I mean, she's fucking good at it, and she'll do it for like certain clients, but she doesn't love doing it, and she's probably gonna be stressed when she comes home, and like, you know, maybe it's good that she wasn't there, and she'll see it and be like, whoa, that just made my day. All right, I'm gonna go to yoga now. I also just like feel like I really need a cry. I need a good cry, and I've been feeling that recently, but like I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to cry in like a really long time. But after yoga, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and make myself cry. This is potato quality. I just checked the location as I'm getting in my car, gonna leave, and it says she's home, but it's hard to tell. I mean, I know she's home. It's kind of like, normally her little dot is like in the building that she lives in, and it's sort of like off to the side. So I'm like, did I just look at it like right when she pulled up? I mean, it would have had to, because it literally would have taken her like 30 minutes to get home, and it's been like an hour since I talked to you. So, or maybe she did go inside and she just doesn't suspect that it's me, which actually is the case. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So I'm kind of gonna give it like a few minutes, and if she doesn't say anything to me, we're not gonna say anything about it ever. I'm sure she'll bring it up to me, like, someone left me $1,000. Because I'm seeing her on Thursday to do some somatic healing stuff, but I'm sure she'll bring it up, and I'll just be like, wow, that's really cool. Also, as I was driving to drop it off, the license plate in front of me when I got stopped said 924. And those are, I know I always wear 777. 7 is just always been my lucky number. As an angel number, it's like sort of one of my angel numbers also. But 924, I was born on September 24th, 1994, and I was born at 9:24 p.m. I'm never like looking at the clock. I'm never like just checking the time ever. But I always just so happen to check the clock at 9:24. Usually every night, some mornings. And it won't be like, oh, I wonder if it's 9:24. It'll literally just like, I'll happen to see it. Seeing a lot of 9:24, I see it a lot on license plates, which like, I don't think it's a common like 924, I don't know. And I'm seeing a lot of 777s everywhere, but 924 has, I need to start paying more attention to it. But it's kind of frustrating because it's like, okay, yes, it's kind of affirming that what I'm doing is right, but like, now what? Also, I didn't do the other 3 yet because I thought it would be light still, and it's late, and I don't want to just like drive around and like perhaps get into seedy areas and leave money, you know, like I want it to be daytime. Anyway, still haven't heard from her, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess that she just got it and is like, oh, hallelujah. So yeah, I'm also gonna try and cry. I need a cry, like I do. Update, she just texted me twice. I haven't looked yet. It was like 30 seconds after I stopped recording, she texted me. I'm gonna look. I really am going through like a lot more than I know how to explain to anyone or articulate even in words to myself. And I just am having a rough time. Grief, healing, trauma, healing. She just texted me again. So I'll look at them in a second, but she's having a hard time, but okay. Just texted me again, so I'm surprised she didn't. Well, she probably knows that I like usually don't answer my phone. Maybe I'll just look. Maybe it will help me as I'm about to try and process. And 5. She definitely knows. It's like, was it the handwriting? I feel like I'm like really leaving us all on a cliffhanger. I should just open it. But this is what I do, to be fair. I never, when I get texts, unless it's like I rarely just open them right away. I don't know, unless it's like a boyfriend. But that doesn't surprise anyone. Take the hat off. Honestly, why didn't I just take the hat off? Like, it's been shielding. I mean, now my hair's a little whack, but like, perfect. Now you can actually see my hat hair. I guess I'm anxious to open it because I didn't want her to. Should I have just not left a note? No, because that would be weird, and like, I would be a little bit suspicious of that. It could have been the pickle sticker that gave it away, but I don't know why. Like, we don't have a connection to pickles. It's just like a weird thing, you know? And like, I'm a weird person. Did you just slide $1,000 under my door? This has to be you. It's you, I know it's you. She said, it's you, I know it's you. Annie, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Spirit must have told you some things. I love you tremendously, and I accept your gift with my whole heart. God bless, you're something. Damn it, she saw right through that. I love you, I'm teary. Did you knock? Pickle sticker gave your ass away. I mean, she said Spirit must have told you some things. And like, I guess, yeah. Like, it was a strange impulse to do. Strange-ish. I guess it's like a feeling that I get. Thank you, my sister Angel, you're a gift, but you've always been a gift. I don't know, yeah, I definitely have like a connection with all of my sisters, but especially this one. I'm in a really weird just very up and down with everything, and I've been sort of down, but like really fucking trying to heal, and it's so fucking hard, and I'm so confused by everything. Okay, I'm like